in that sense. And I'm sorry, you can think I'm a crazy person, or that I'm like super like for one side or the other, but I'm not an American independent. And independent, in my sense, means I vote for who's right or who's better for the position, not so much as a political party. And I mean, like, come on. So gun control. If we had the right to bear arms, every person in this country had a shotgun or a handgun. Do you think that we'd have as many crimes as we did? Like, think about this. Guy goes to rob a store, points a gun at the guy and says, "Give me all your money." Guy behind the counter has a gun. Person in the back of the store who's shopping for their milk, getting milk, some eggs, says, "Well, that's not right." Gets a gun out, says, "Drop your weapon." Guy like turns around and goes, "What?" He goes, "Drop your weapon." He goes, "I'm not gonna drop my weapon. I'm robbing the store." Guy on the back of the counter can just shoot the guy in the elbow or in the knee, which debilitates him, and then they can make a civil arrest. Problem solved. Nobody died. Sure, the guy who was robbing, the register got injured, but he walked into the store with a gun with the intention of taking money and the intention that if anything went wrong to shoot that person. So you tell me, better that one person got injured or one person died? I mean, come on, people. Common sense. And there's a lot that the government doesn't want to tell you or doesn't want you to know. And they'll do whatever they can to make sure that you don't, or that you stay quiet. But you know what? Silence is basically the same as when the president decides to do a pocket veto. And if you don't know what that is, it means if he doesn't want a law to pass but knows it should, he doesn't say a word and it passes anyway. So, if we keep our mouths shut, they're sure as hell going to keep doing what they're doing. And taxing people that shouldn't be taxed. And invoking rules that don't have any basis for representation at all. Taxation without representation is tyranny. Where is the basis for increasing taxes? Oh, well, we're in a deficit, we need more money, yeah, a lot of people are in debt, so, we should definitely take more of their money. That is not representation. Did anyone vote on that? Anyone vote on it? Anyone say, hey, best idea ever? Let's tax the poor. Let's tax them as much as we would tax everybody else. In fact, let's take like 50% of their money. Yeah. That's a great idea. Then no one will have any money. Doesn't anyone see what's happening here? We're all getting our money taken and the government's getting it all and we're sitting here. Yeah, redistribute the wealth. My street is not lined with gold. And I know a bunch of people have sold gold bars. I know people paid a lot of money. I don't see money growing on trees around here. Yeah, I don't see it in my mailbox. I don't see it in a letter. I don't see us getting any money back. So what's about this redistribute the wealth? Yeah, for one, that sounds a little bit socialist, so I don't agree with it anyway. But secondly, they're not even doing it. So keep your eyes peeled, people. They will tell you things and then not do it. Yeah, weird, right? So I think as people, it's kind of like our job to make sure that our country, and I'm not just saying, like middle class folk or upper class or, lower class. I'm talking about all forms of classes, upper, lower, poor. And I'm also talking about black, white, Hispanic, Caucasian, Asian, Japanese, Asian is Japan, huh? Middle Eastern. Okay, people have this bias against Middle Eastern people. Not all of them are bad. You guys look at them and immediately go, you're a terrorist. But that's not true. What if that person that you think is a terrorist actually ends up saving your life one day from one? Because what if they're on a plane with you and some guy in the back who looks like Joe Schmo, who's just this regular old guy, has got glasses on, looks, like a good old dad type guy, but in fact he's actually a terrorist who's going to go up on the plane, and who of all people gets up? My God, the Middle Eastern guy gets up, knocks the guy in the face and goes, who the fuck do you think you're messing with? Yeah, like what if that happens? What are you going to do? Be like, oh, it was planned? Yeah, bullshit. Okay, people need to stop being so racist about Middle Eastern people. I understand what they did, and I don't agree with it. I think it was awful. What that type of person, the person, not the ethnicity, that person who happened to be the ethnicity did. That was awful. But just because one ethnicity doesn't mean that all of them are bad. Hitler was white, okay? He was white, okay? And he persecuted everybody who didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. I would be dead. I wouldn't exist. It just wouldn't be, it would be a thing of the past. Now here's the thing. Next time you see another white person, do we immediately think that he's Hitler? Just a question. When you see a guy on the street who's white, you go, he's Hitler. He's gonna kill us all. No, you don't. I would love for someone to use some common sense and not be racist against certain ethnicities and stuff, because that's called stereotyping, and a lot of the time that you're wrong. In fact, you'll find out that these people are actually really pro-America. So I'm talking about everyone in America. You know, yeah, we have illegal people here, and yeah, they came here because they want a better life. I understand that, and yeah, they should be going through proper channels, but those proper channels take from 6 months to like 3 years, and then even then, it's unlikely that they'll be able to come into the country with a green card. And, you know, their own country might not even allow that, so they have to come into the U.S., get an agent, get a green card while they're illegal to become legal, because no one's going to do it when they are illegal. So explain to me how that's even fair. You know, I understand, like, yeah, we want to, like, block people out because, you know, we want to be American, we're all exclusive, but what are we founded on, really? Can anyone say that they are from this land unless you're Native American? Unless you're Native American, indigenous to the North American continent, you are not from America. You're just not. You're from some other place. You're mixed. You're a mutt. You're a mutt from who knows where. And that's what we are. That's what America is. And if somebody wants to come in and join our little mutt race we've got going on here, that's a combination of everybody, because we're very inclusive of everybody. We don't, you know, decide to exclude somebody because we're like, I don't like his shirt. Go to a different country. No, we include everyone. So here, if everyone's coming in and you have legal people, why not encourage them to fight for what we're fighting for? I mean, man, we're already basically paying their taxes. We might as well be like, hey, yo, I just paid for your year of taxes because you're using up our services and you're technically illegal. You know what? I'm going to be a bigger person. I'm not going to care that you're here right now because, you know what? You fought like hell. If you've ever heard the stories it takes for people to get here, they die. Lots of them die before they get here. So he made it here. I'm not going to be like, go back and have him like have a lost arm because he missed a train, jumping on the train to get into the country, and make him go all the way back after how hard he fought. You know how hard we fought when we got here? We had to fight off the British, okay? And we even had to call reinforcements. We had to ask for help. We were bigger. We weren't like, no, we're cool. We're strong enough. We can beat them just fine, just the way we are. No, we were humble enough to be like, we need help, or else we're gonna die. Okay, so these illegals, make them fight for what we're fighting for. Get them to want to fight. Now, I'm not necessarily happy about the May Day rallies and, you know, them doing whatever it is to American flags and waving their own flags. Okay, no, this is Mexico, people. If you're coming into America, yeah, be proud of your heritage. That's all good. You know, if you want to have a flag on your door, on your car, or wear a t-shirt that says, yeah, go whatever country you're from, that's chill. I mean, hey, I would love to get to know some other cultures. Now, if you're going to come into my country and you're going to disrespect it, that's a different story. So, you know, there's a fine line, and that's the balance that I think people kind of have to differentiate for themselves. But, you know, people should start taking a view of the government is only so strong and so powerful, and there's only so many of them. So if you get the whole country, including the illegals in the country, to rise up and fight for what we want, you can maybe change the government, push the people who are corrupt out, because if you think that there's no one in this government that isn't corrupt, then you're living with the wool pulled over your eyes. So that's all I have to say. I'm sure I ranted and pissed off a whole bunch of people, and then a whole bunch of people are super offended. They're going to be like, I can't believe her. Or, I can't believe they said that. That is so not right. Or, I think that she might be racist. Except they're not. I'm not racist in the least. And I kind of just think we should do what's right. We should all get some sort of militia assembled for our side. Not run by the government, by us. That if they try to do something, we have the right. I mean, what are they going to do, inflict martial law and start doing what they did way back in the day, you know, when there's the Vietnam War and they started arresting people? I mean, they brought the tanks into LA during the Rodney King riots, and that's a whole different debacle. Yeah, maybe it might have been needed, but, I mean, if you had never had that corrupt problem or any sort of thing like that in the first place, then there would have been no need to bring in the tanks. And, I mean, come on. If people have power and you give them power to help regulate the things that we believe in as a whole, then maybe the government will stop making decisions that we just don't agree with. I know they have the representatives all trying to decide, between the House and Senate, and they're going back and forth, oh, but we don't agree with this, we don't agree with that, and modify this, modify that. Well, people, yeah, of course you're not going to agree because you're overpompous politicians who don't, majority, there are a few, but majority do not believe in what we believe in anymore. And what I am is I'm an American citizen. I am someone who believes in the Constitution. I believe in the constitutional rights and that our government should uphold them. Now, go on the internet, look up the Constitution, and I want you to tell me if the government is actually following it exactly as it should